On the day we record this video, I just so happened to be dog sitting. So we're going to do a video about a dog. And if you're wondering, Carl, where's the dog you're dog sitting? Oh, don't worry. He's right here. This is Gizmo. Everyone, say hello to Gizmo. Hello. Oh, he's so full. I'm going to put you down now as he's struggling. There you go. You good boy. You sit there. You chill. First things first, for anyone who read the title, yes, I know, Eddie the dog didn't belong to Frasier, he belonged to his father. Writing short, succinct titles that also intrigue a reader enough to click on a video is an art form I've yet to master. I'm sorry. With that out of the way, let's talk about that little ball of fur got more fan mail than Frasier himself.
Good boy, Eddie, just get down. Good, Eddie, get down. Get down!
I'd also like to point out as well that we will be taking brief Gizmo breaks throughout this video because I know people are going to be wondering, where's Gizmo? And when Gizmo's not on screen, people should be asking, where's Gizmo? So let's take our first Gizmo break now. Gizmo, the public would like to see you. All right, he is a little French bulldog. He's only a few weeks old. I'm looking after him. And his favourite food is peanut butter and hugs. He's very nervous today, aren't you? We went on a big walk today to get to this studio, didn't we? We're calling it studio. We're not going to call it Brad's front room. We're going to call it our studio. He's very nervous. We went on a big walk, and didn't you go down all the curbs all by yourself? Didn't you? And he's scared of heights as well, which is probably a bad idea. So I'm going to put him down now, and we'll take another Gizmo break in a bit, won't we? Are you okay? You're going to be okay. Okay, come on, let's go. I'm also very aware that probably just like scratch the shit out of my mic. For anyone who hasn't seen Frasier, which is quite unlikely considering it's one of the most critically acclaimed sitcoms in television history and also stars Sideshow Bob and the stick insect from A Bug's Life, Frasier is a spin-off of the show Cheers, where the main character, one Frasier Crane, a psychiatrist, decides to move to Seattle to make it as a radio presenter. Trust me, it's a lot funnier than it sounds.
At Cornell University, they have an incredible piece of scientific equipment known as the tunneling electron microscope. If I were using that microscope right now, I still wouldn't be able to locate my interest in your problem.
That's the plot.
Yeah, it sounds really, really boring, but I used to love Frasier because it was on at 8 o'clock in the morning on Channel 4. So I could watch an episode before I got dropped off at school. So I ended up watching every episode over the course of like my 5 years at school. Everybody loves Raymond at 7:30.
Somebody, call my father. I'm hyperventilating.
Frasier at 8 o'clock, and then I think Just Shoot Me at 8:30, which is the one with David Spade in it, which isn't funny. Frasier, it doesn't sound very funny. You think a psychiatrist who wants to be a radio presenter. But it's actually really, really well written, and I quite enjoy it. It's worth watching just to watch Kelsey Grammer's hair change over the seasons. When it starts, he's actually got quite a bit of hair, and obviously it was filmed in the 90s. So he's got this like partly tamed power metal mane. And then towards the end of it, he just looks like a head teacher at a school.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
So when you watch Friends and you realise that all the women's hair changes, because they start having like the big bouffant perms right in the very first season, and then by the end of it, they've all got like just like slick cropped. As an aside, I've got one for you. Do you know the Rachel, the haircut, the Rachel? Like Jennifer Aniston's like choppy bangs. Do you know how that came out? What that was a result of? Her hairstylist just hires balls. Like she went into a hairstylist and I trust you always do a good job, and he was just off his tits on drugs and just cut her hair any way he felt like it. And she said she fucking hated it, but apparently got so popular she had to keep it for about 3 years.
Oh God, I know I'm pathetic. I'm a loser.
The show also features dozens, if not hundreds of cameos from a wide range of celebrities, most of which went completely unnoticed.
Why would they go unnoticed?
Well, within the context of the show, Frasier Crane is a psychiatrist who has a radio talk show where people call in with their problems. And what they did is they just get random celebrities to be those callers. And more often than not, the problem they'd have would be like a subtle nod to who they are in real life or a real life problem they'd had. So I think Macaulay Culkin is one of them. He calls up and his problem is a lot of people make fun of me for sounding so young. And obviously the idea is that Macaulay Culkin's always seen as the kid from all his child acting days.
Hey, I'm 43. And I was going to say my problem is I have a very young sounding voice that people make fun of all the time.
So it's little things like that you'd miss it as a kid, but as an adult you're listening, I fucking recognise that voice. Who's that? And it's actually a really fun drinking game to watch an episode, and when he gets the callers in, try and guess who it is. Keep looking at the dog. Stop looking at the dog.
I can't help it.
He's so fuzzy. If people could see him right now, there'd be men in the audience spontaneously growing ovaries because of how cute he is.
Oh, my ovaries.
Although critics at the time were enamoured with the performance of the principal cast, pouring warm, sticky praise all over them for their delivery and acting, the general public fell in love with the one character who spent most of their time licking their balls. That character, of course, was Eddie, the pet dog of Frasier's father, played by a Jack Russell Terrier called Moose.
Frasier's father was played by a Jack Russell Terrier.
No, the dog was played by a Jack Russell Terrier called Moose. That'll be a very different show, I think you'll find, if Frasier's father was just a dog-headed man.
You look great.
Don't BS me, I do not look great.
I think that's not too far-fetched, because in the original show, Cheers, there's a scene in it where they ask Frasier, like, oh, have you ever spoke to your father? And he says, like, my father's dead.
My father wanted me to go into psychology. He insisted on it. And he died before I had a chance to realize that he was right, and I never got to tell him.
And he also says that I'm an only child. And in the show Frasier, his dad's alive and lives with him, and also he's got a brother. But luckily, no one noticed, or no one cared.
So you're saying they could have gone on a different path? Frasier was keeping it a secret because his dad was a dog.
His dad was a dog, yeah. And they say, oh, it's embarrassed. He was just embarrassed. Like, him and his dad never spoke, so it was easy to say, oh, my father passed away. And then when he comes to the show, I think they bring a character from Cheers in who says, hang on, Frasier said you were dead.
What did he tell you about me, Sam? The father, the old cop.
He told me you were dead.
Dead?
And his dad gets really pissed off about it. He's, yeah, we didn't speak back then, Dad. It was just easier.
Well, we had an argument. He called me a stuffed shirt and hung up on me. I was mad.
My parents are dead. Just the Batman defense. Immediately shut down any sort of conversation you don't like. So the general public loved Moose's performance to the point where, at the show's peak, he was receiving more fan mail than every other character on the show combined. This is impressive because 1, Eddie didn't really have that much screen time or all that many lines, and 2, he was a fucking dog.
Did you have any lines?
Well, woof. That's a line. I'm sure that was in the script. Moose saying he's woof. That's like the idea of him in his trailer. He's like in his trailer and he's reading the script with his little paws and he opens it up and he sees it, he says woof and he goes, not again. I don't want to be typecast as a dog who says woof. I don't like being a character with a catchphrase and he gets orders a rewrite. Change it. What would you prefer? What would you rather say? Woof? He was actually pretty well trained. And one of the funny stories about it is like Kelsey Grammer really didn't like him because he says every time we had to do a scene where he licked my face, I had to put like beef pate behind my ear, which obviously that's not a fun time for anyone. So obviously whenever you see like Moose or Eddie in the show licking his face, it's because he just rubbed meat on his face like 2 seconds earlier.
Oh, Niles. You have liver behind your ears.
Imagine I must have picked up a cracker and inadvertently scratched behind my ear.
I'm also guessing the fact he got more fan mail than he did probably didn't help. Can we have a Gizmo break? Gizmo, do you want to say hello? He is actually pretty tired at the moment, so we're not going to have a Gizmo break now because Gizmo's having a break from us. I'm just going to give him a pet. Give him a little nuzzle. You okay? It's okay, Gizmo. You don't have to say hello to the people. I fucking hate him as well, so that's fine. The fact that Moose got the most fan mail of anyone on the show is funny in and of itself, but I really want to drive home how fucking stupid this was. Now, I want to take you all on a journey. You can come too, Brad, and just picture in your head for a moment. This is the series of events that led to that happening. For him to be the most popular character on the show and to receive more fan mail than everyone else combined, tens of thousands of real people had to sit down and make the conscious decision to write a letter to a dog they'd seen on TV. And this is the days before the internet, or before it was big. They didn't send an email. They had to sit down and physically write a letter addressed to a dog. And then once they got that, they put it in an envelope, they sealed the envelope, they put it in their post box, they paid money to put a stamp on it to send it in the mail to a dog they'd seen on TV. Now just think, like, what were these people's end game? What were they hoping would happen? Because Moose, as well trained as he was, couldn't read, as far as I'm aware. So they were sending this letters to a dog who probably sit there baffled, shitting himself as just producers just poured it on him like Gatorade. Because that's what I'm picturing. I'm just picturing him just sat there. It's like, Moose, your mail's here. Huh? Just dumping tens of hundreds of just letters on top of his head while Frasier's sat there, or Kelsey Grammer sat there going, Here's one for you, mate. Fucking great. Can you imagine that? What do you think the cast felt when they're all sat there doing line readings? And they go, oh, sorry, we've got the fan mail here for you. And they go around like, one for you, one for you. Ooh, Kelsey, 2 for you. All right, Moose, bring the sack in. How soul-crushing would that be? So I am on one of the highest-rated TV shows in America, and people are sitting down and writing letters to a fucking dog.
It's not even on it that much.
It's not even on it. Oh my God.
Don't stare at me, Eddie. I'm a humane man, but right now I could kick a kitten through an electric fan.
So the next time someone tries to make you feel bad for spending your time watching dumb videos on the internet like this, just remember that at one point in time, thousands of people sat down to write a letter to a dog they'd seen on the TV. However, before you get a little too ahead of yourselves, remember this picture of Moose with his best-selling autobiography. To remember that he was still hot shit compared to you. So before you feel like, oh yeah, those people were stupid for writing a letter to this dog, remember that dog was more successful than you. So that's the thing that lights the fire under my arse to make these videos. It's like, in the 90s, there was a dog who was more famous than me, had more fans than me, and had a best-selling book. So no, fuck you, dog. I'm gonna top you one day. No, not you, Gizmo, no, sorry. No, you're a good dog. You'd never betray me, would you? Come on, Gizmo, I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. This is the last one, because the next one we'll pretend you're not here. Is that okay? Considering the topic of today's video, about a dog getting more fan mail than a person, tell you what, we're not gonna do a like, comment, subscribe this week. Just comment with a nice message for Gizmo. And I'll promise that I won't read any of him to him because he's a fucking dog. Isn't that right, Gizmo? Say goodbye. Bye-bye. Oh, good doggy. If anyone was a little disappointed that that video didn't contain much Gizmo, we let him out in the garden for a little run after that, and here's some lovely edited together footage of just that. I'm a wenya. Should we just now get footage of me chasing with a shovel?